I'm Brian Enton. We're live from the scene of this morning's New Year's Day terror attack in New Orleans, where the Sugar Bowl was supposed to be held tonight. And the Super Bowl is going to be in New Orleans in just a couple of weeks. A lot of people are in town from all over the world right now. Should these events still be held here in New Orleans? Are people actually safe? These are questions people are talking about right now in the streets. Joining me now is former New Orleans Mayor Marc Morial, and we've also got New Orleans City Council member Oliver Thomas with us tonight. I appreciate you both for being with us on such a just terrible, terrible day in your city. Marc, I want to start with you. I mean, how do you answer people when they ask that question? If they're going to be safe going to this Sugar Bowl game tomorrow night or to the Super Bowl in February?
I think they will be safe. New York experienced 9/11, and no one asked whether New York would be safe to visit or to host major events after 9/11. I do think that the city leaders will need to assess and fortify and communicate that fortification to the public to create a sense of confidence that whatever holes existed in the security system in New Orleans around the French Quarter or busily traveled areas have been rectified. So I believe, yes, New Orleans will be safe. And I think what we should recognize is this tragedy could occur in any American city. And this is what is so important to understand. New Orleans today could be another city tomorrow, because these acts of violence in pursuit of radical political ideals is not something that we are done with. It is still extremely real, and communities like New Orleans, I think New Orleans has come back from so many challenges over the years: hurricane, floods, murder rates that are off the charts. New Orleans is a resilient, strong city, and I have confidence that the leadership will respond. And this is what's important: respond and ensure that the people of New Orleans are going to be safe and the visitors are going to be safe.
Yeah, and you make a good point, Marc. I mean, people in New Orleans are survivors. Even tonight, people were out riding bikes, walking around, saying, we're not going to let some terrorist, ruin our New Year's Day, which might sound kind of crazy, but it was kind of inspiring to see. Oliver, I want to ask you, though, and Marc brought up some of the pitfalls here, specifically with the barriers. I mean, people are watching this saying, how did they decide to do construction on the barriers that would have kept people off of Bourbon Street, cars, on New Year's Eve? It doesn't seem like it makes any sense, Oliver. I mean, did you know about this? Were you surprised?
Well, for me, this can't be about bollards, and it really can't be about a special event. For me, I've been at the emergency room in the hospital since 6 o'clock this morning with the officers and family members and victims. This has to really be about them and the fact that those heroic law enforcement officers put themselves in the line of battle to protect us so that thousands more and hundreds more weren't hurt. Now, when you talk about this city, look, those ballots were faulty. This person, even if ballots would have been there, would have driven around the ballots, put their tires on the sidewalk, went around the police car. So a lot of people can Monday morning quarterback, but for me, this is one of the most resilient cities in America. I remember when Ted Stevens, the senator, questioned whether we should rebuild after Katrina. So it's the same city that former Mayor Marc Morial and President of the Urban League was mayor of, that have come back from malaria and the 1927 floods. And me, when I lived in a shelter with my family in Hurricane Betsy, and then 80% of the city underwater after Katrina. So this is not about hosting an event, a football game, or a party. This is about a cultural mecca in a historic city, iconic city called New Orleans, and the fact that not only will we survive, we're going to come together around this and we're going to be stronger because of it.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.